I've been planning out a lot of videos about a lot of different subjects that are not connected to celebrities necessarily. There was a lot of subjects that I wanted to cover. Everything from my views on homosexuality, so-called gay marriage, religion, politics, women and men relationships, black women, all sorts of shit. And one of the things that I wrote down that I was going to talk about was the hatred of women from gay men, which I don't really see too many people talking about it. However, Azealia Banks did talk about it a little bit on social media recently. She posted a message on Instagram, which I'm going to read to you, and I'm going to read her caption as well. But I just wanted to say this. I'm going to cover this topic soon, but I have to really think about exactly what I want to say and how I'm going to say it, because it's probably going to offend a lot of people. Anyway, here's what she said on Instagram. She posted this message and it says, and I quote, "There's no such thing as an, quote, inner black woman. It takes a lot more than a petty personality, weird hand gestures, and eye rolling to hold such an astute title, honey." Kissing emoji. "Now, straighten yourself up. You look and sound silly." Then she capped it off by saying, "Would any of you white boys like some tea this morning? It's fresh. I just made it," end quote. So here's the deal. I was actually going to talk about this because it really pisses me off, like when I hear gay men attempting to stereotype black women by acting in a really sassy and annoying and stupid way, and then turning around and saying, "Oh, this is just my inner black woman," or they'll get angry or something like that. The things that they associate with being quote unquote black. It's just really, really annoying. And this is definitely something that I plan to talk about. I actually wrote that down. And, the more and more I think about it, the video that I'm going to make in the future is going to be so incredibly nasty. Maybe I should post it elsewhere. I really want to post it on YouTube. I don't want to tone down my message at all. I don't want to mince my words. I really just want to go 100% on that one because this shit really pisses me off. I remember they were showing this one video on YouTube where these guys asked like some young people, some teenagers, young children or whatever, what they thought about different YouTube videos. So they would show them a clip and then the children would basically react to it. And this one little boy, when he saw this black woman, he started like snapping his fingers or whatever. And he started acting like, I guess like you could say, like a stereotypical black woman, like all this "you go girl" type of stuff. And he was like, "She has attitude." The only thing is that if you actually watch the video that they were referencing, she didn't have attitude. He just automatically associated black woman with attitude. Didn't even matter whether or not what he just saw had anything to do with having any sort of an attitude. He was just automatically programmed to think that way. And a lot of it has to do with the TV and the media and whatnot, but a lot of it has to do with what we're taught at home. And I'm going to break all of that down later, but like I said, it's going to be pretty nasty. As opposed to aiming to please, I aim to slap the shit out of people with words sometimes, because in situations like that, it really pisses me off. In fact, I talked about that particular video with the little boy talking about her attitude. I talked about that shit about a couple years, actually right when I started making Meat Magazine YouTube videos back in like July of 2013, if I'm not mistaken. I had mentioned that video, and oh my God, it just pissed me off so badly, because when somebody has that set in their mind, it's like no matter what you say or no matter what you do, they already think that they have you figured out. So then what they do is they go out of their way, just completely out of their way, to make you act in a certain way. Like if they believe that so-called black people are angry, then what they'll do is they'll try to anger you just so they can say, "See, he's angry," or "See, she's angry." Even though they went completely out of their way with trying to find something that would offend you, or acting in a just completely abnormal way, whether they're staring at you or just asking you stupid questions, just all sorts of shit. I'm gonna break down what these racist fuckers are doing and whatnot, and certain things that you have to look out for. But as far as white supremacists are concerned, I kind of don't like to give everything away in the videos, because I don't want anybody to switch up their style. I want people to notice people for what they are, as opposed to telling them that I know everything about your little game plan. And then that way they change because they think that it's going to help to cover things up. Kind of like how before they used to stay away from black people. Now they're like, well, I have a black friend who they look at as like a black pet. But that's for a whole nother video. Anyways, as far as what Azealia Banks was saying, everything she said was on point. I don't know if she created that meme or not, but that's definitely something that I wanted to discuss. So I'm really happy to see that other people were noticing it. And actually, I talked about that with a family member, a female family member, where I said, basically that these gay men who were doing this, it's just really offensive to me. But anyways, I have to talk about it another time in detail. Let me know what you think about what Azealia Banks said below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels and visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more.